Today I want to talk about small business and commercial, and whilst today I'm talking predominantly about the sector to $1 million, everything that we're doing at AFG for business is across all sectors. So all of the training that we're building, the marketing that we're building, the knowledge that we're building is designed not just for the up to 1 million sector, it's designed for all of our commercial clients. So everything I'm talking about today, please take that under two ways. Look at the up to a million sector, but also look at our entire market segment of commercial. So when AFG came to talk to me about this role, something I've found as I've grown older, speaking of growing old, happy birthday to Jenny Holmes, and also happy birthday to Simon Duffy. But as I've grown older, I've realised that in my DNA, I like to help people, and I like to add some value. And the discussion that I had with David and Brett around what AFG was looking to do, it ticked my boxes because there's clearly a need in Small Business Australia. They need help. And for me, I saw a great opportunity to actually solve that. And the way we're going to solve it is by helping everybody in this room help Australian small businesses. Now, the other thing as well that I loved about the conversation was that in the midst of the most significant regulatory review that I've ever seen in the finance industry, AFG was not stuck in the past. AFG was confronting the regulatory change, but at the same time, AFG was looking forward, and they saw where broking had to go. And I don't mind saying that in my past experience where I was on the other side of the fence and I dealt with all aggregators, AFG's approach to the future is actually, no one comes close to it. So for everyone in this room, I just can't reinforce enough how lucky we all are to be with AFG, with an organisation that looks to the future. So small business in Australia, everybody in this room is a small business. The segment up to $1 million of borrowing, and that will increase soon, it will become 2 million, 3 million. It is completely underbanked, it is completely underserviced, underserved and unloved. I don't know whether anyone here has actually gone ahead and got themselves a small business loan, whether you're buying a commercial property or whether you're doing a self-managed super fund, but it is lonely. Small business is lonely when you're running it yourself. You actually don't have anyone to talk to. You have the pressure of looking after your staff and providing for them. And when it comes to finance, there's actually no one to look after you. There's no one for you to talk to. It's really lonely. So what we're doing is we're going to remove that loneliness, and we're going to remove the loneliness with everybody in this room. We're going to actually help small business. So what I'm doing today is I want to establish the need. I want to establish the need for small business. I also want to establish the need for brokers to help small business. So I just want to highlight, the first two up the top, holistic financial needs. In my time on the circuit, on the other side of the fence, I would always be asked, what's the new horizon? Where can we go? And people would talk about reverse mortgages and all of this sort of out there stuff. I never understood why the broking industry has neglected small business. It's a no-brainer. Everything that Peter Kell was just saying then about providing great consumer outcomes, if we change the word from consumer and talk about small business, that's what we need to do as an industry. And to be honest, home loans are a relatively simple product that has been made complex. Small business loans are actually a little bit complex. Small business needs brokers more than what the home loan market does. So it's something that really, these are the stats from the survey that we did, so thank you everyone for filling in the results and for being so honest. When I first read it, 86% agreed servicing holistic needs was important, 93% said it was important. I thought that was a good number, but then I actually thought, that's not too flash because it should be 100%, because quite honestly, if you're a broker and you don't believe servicing the holistic needs is important, you ain't going to survive. So you'll know who answered that, but I reckon you have another look at it. Now the other bit as well that that I think is actually not good for us as an industry is that 54% don't mention or market commercial finance as an option. So we've actually become adept at not servicing commercial. 30% of the residential mortgage clients have their loans repaid by a small business, and yet we've become highly skilled at not asking those questions. There's a few reasons for that, and the platform that we're building is going to help solve the reasons why we don't ask. We're going to remove a lot of the doubt in your mind. And actually what we want to do is transfer the great customer conversations you have on residential and transfer it into commercial. This one is quite staggering. Not everyone's familiar with this, but in the residential space, that 53% broker originated, I mean sometimes it's 55, it's sort of growing up, because there's a need. Customers have given brokers advocacy. They advocate for brokers. I can tell you they are dying to advocate for brokers in the small business space. 10% of small business deals in Australia are originated by a broker, only 10%. 85% of all small business loans in Australia are written by the big four banks. Now that's okay, except that the big four banks predominantly have the same risk appetite. Small business needs access to a range of risk appetite, and that's what we're going to bring through this program. But the numbers, 389 billion is the residential market, 392 billion is the commercial finance market. It is green hills. If you're looking for opportunity, if the home loan market is slowing, if you're finding you've got spare time, if you're finding you're worrying where your next deal is going to come, the next deal is definitely coming from commercial. And the people who get on board with commercial will reverse and take over more of the residential space. That's where it's heading. Commercial is going to be at the forefront of origination of home loans. It's not going to be possible moving forward to just do the home loan. You're going to have to do the whole need. That's where the banks are heading. No doubt at all about that. Their direct channels are targeting commercial finance because they want the home loans as well. So what's in it for you as brokers, as small business owners? You get the chance to diversify. You mitigate your risk because you're protecting your client base. So don't even worry about the acquisition. Any of your client base who are small businesses, they are going to be approached. They are going to be approached by another broker, or they're going to be approached by a bank direct. Trust me on that. So there's a defensive play, protecting your book. There's also an altruistic play about actually growing your book and helping Australian small business. They need help. That's for you to decide, and at the end of this presentation we're going to be looking for people to join us on the ride, to be a first mover and to get some advantage. There will be people who will do this because what we've built is damn good and it is going to work. So I would ask you to look at your diversification, look at what's important to your small business and come along for the ride. So what we're doing, and what I said earlier, is everything that we're building in AFG Business, the platform that we've built is for the up to 1 million space. But all of the marketing support, the knowledge, the lender relationships, the training is in the entire commercial space. So our existing brokers who already specialise in commercial, we're actually looking to improve our relationship with you. We're actually looking to improve your relationship with lenders. And we're actually being quite demanding of what we want from lenders. Commercial rookies, these are the people in the room who are currently residential brokers. So we've actually just moved you all and called you commercial rookies. One of the myths in the marketplace is that commercial is complex. It is complex, but it's actually not too complex. It's just different. When you have a conversation with a client, you know, whether they're buying a commercial property or a house, it's the same conversation. What's important to you? Why are you doing it? What are your future goals? It's the same conversation. What we're building with our technology is the opportunity for you to have a great conversation and not stress about the financial analytics. We don't want you to become financial ratio gurus. We're going to do that. That's what the smarts in this platform does. I saw the St George presentation yesterday, and it was quite interesting about the role of technology. And what we're building is a technology platform. But actually, what St George said in their presentation yesterday is that as technology removes a lot of the mundane work, the need for human intervention is going to become even greater. But the human intervention has to be at a higher level. It's no good just to shake hands. You actually have to add value. Small business is crying out for some human intervention, someone to talk to them. So our platform is giving you the opportunity to have a great commercial conversation. I really want to stress that. Commercial conversation, not commercial analytics. What we've built is an industry first. I think it's probably a world first. So in a minute I'll take you through a rundown of the platform in action. It's bringing to the marketplace a whole spectrum of financial products. It's bringing to the marketplace a range of risk appetite. And in commercial, the words that we talk about a lot more are risk appetite, because the lenders have different appetite in risk. It's not about interest rate necessarily. It's about getting the right products and matching that with the customer need. It's about getting the bank's risk appetite and matching that with the customer need. And what our engine does is it provides that matching. It gives you choice. It gives customers choice. You guys are going to be the facilitators of this. This is the goal that we're giving you. Single commercial application. So what we've built is, irrespective of which lender you end up with, the process is the same. So we've got a common application form, and the smarts of our platform are that it leads you through the same conversation with all of your customers, irrespective of which lender. You choose the lender at the end. The conversation is what this is all about. The lender partnerships are a new way of thinking. I really do want to highlight, this is our initial group of lenders who are coming on board. So AFG is really taking origination to a new level. We're leading the industry, we're leading the marketplace. This is a great opportunity for AFG brokers to actually get on the front foot and lead the industry and help small business. I want to thank Cozzy, Tim, and particularly Ivan Meok at ANZ. I want to thank Darren Green at Westpac. I want to thank Alex Brajudak from Prosper, and I want to thank Peter Vala from Think Tank. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal in sharing your knowledge. And the lender partnership that we have, the sharing of their intellectual property, the sharing of their risk matrices, the sharing of their credit assessment has just been phenomenal. John Shillington from NAB as well. You guys have really led the way in what we're building. I've been at AFG for 9 months. It does take 9 months to have a baby. I've been building this technology for 9 months, and we are delivering it in August. Also want to thank my team, Holden Lai, Alistair, Neville Wilkins, for helping with the build, and I want to thank Peter Kalis and Simon Madeljan as well for the marketing and the training support. If you look at the products, there's traditional commercial finance. So that's if you want to buy a business, it's if you want to buy commercial property, it's if you need working capital or an overdraft. We have choices with all of this. So even within a traditional commercial loan, some lenders will lend 80% LVR, some will only do 60%. What we've built will guide you through that. It will give you the solutions. You've just got to put in the customer needs. We will give you the solutions and the choice. Things like insurance premium funding. I'm not sure who's familiar with that, but in small business, they quite often get hit with insurance premiums of $30,000, $40,000 a year. It comes out of their cash flow. There's no opportunity to make monthly or weekly payments on your insurance. They have to pay it as one hit. There's a product called insurance premium funding. You put in the deal and it takes the premium and converts it into 12 monthly payments. These are things that help small businesses cash flow. These are conversations that you're going to be trained to have with your customers. Trust me, customers want help with this. They need access to these products. Debtor finance, commercial property, self-managed super funds. It's only 4 little letters up there. That's been doing Peter Vala's head in and ours. And the end result of that is this SMSF is a complex product, but our platform is going to make it easy for you. It's going to give you the answers and the solutions. I think we're heading towards our video demonstration of the platform. So we'll push play and it'll just show you a little bit. So you start off, I'll just put it on pause for a second for me, please. The platform is designed around the minimal amount of questions. And all of the way through the platform, every question we ask is important, and it's filtering. And it's filtering, it's elevating the customer needs, and it's filtering the lenders. So every lender on our panel, every product on our panel is live in action behind the scenes with all of these questions. So every question is important, and it's the minimum amount of questions that we need to give you a choice of lender. So start off with just, borrower's name and the purpose of the facility, the finance product, and we'll push play again. This platform is multi-level, so you can add more facilities, you can have a term loan, and you can have a working capital overdraft. Small business in Australia predominantly is Mum and Dad Proprietary Limited as a trading company, and Mum and Dad Property, who own the property. Sometimes it's Mum and Dad Self-Managed Super Fund, and generally it's secured by the residential home. What we're building here can handle multiple legal entities, it can handle multiple repayment sources and multiple security. It's pretty clever, and it's actually going to help all of you, and you're all going to help Australian small business, and that's what we're all about. Then we go on to knockout questions, as we call them. This is where the filtering behind the scenes really comes to life. So we'll go again. Every question here is important, and these are all different parameters that lenders use to approve or decline loans. Just let it roll a little bit more. Okay, so just stop for a minute. You guys actually are understanding of commercial finance because you take small business balance sheets and profit and losses and turn it into home loans. What we need you to be able to do is to take that and turn it into a business loan. So what we do is we guide you through the bank's repayment capacity. Now this is very simplified, and the lenders have really come on board with us. The lenders all have slightly different methods of determining repayment. What we're doing is we're using interest cover ratio as a proxy, and we guide you through the data you have to extract from the financial statements. In a minute, we'll just push play again. In a minute, we also guide you through the key ratios. It's pretty self-explanatory. Simon and Peter are actually building help notes all of the way through this, so there'll be hover boxes that will guide you and help you as you're doing it live. So you go through, you put in the loan, net profit, there's the ability to, so no longer paying rent, there's the ability to do add-backs and manipulate the financial outcomes to be more realistic. Then we get an interest cover ratio. We then match you with suitable lenders' products, and there'll be a large choice that'll come up. And I really highlight things like loan term are important. It's not just interest rate. Commercial is about getting the right security with the right product. It's got ABN lookups, it's got Vita searches, we're looking at integrating with MyOb directly. This is future, being built for the future. And the lenders are working with us in a lot of detail to integrate fully into their systems. This is not a comparison site, this is a full end-to-end proposition. This is not just a pretend, this is full financial analysis behind the scenes. So with some of the lenders, we're moving towards, because the data that we're capturing is so rich and has integrity, we're moving to live decisioning. That's where we want to get to. The data goes in and decisions are made instantaneously. That is power. That's actually called helping people. Let it keep rolling. You put in some contact details, and at the end we push the magic button, and it doesn't matter which lender you have chosen, it will automatically populate the lender's application form, which I think is pretty good. Now in real life, let's keep rolling. In real life, this application took 30 minutes from start to finish. That's a full commercial finance application for a commercial property loan and for a working capital overdraft. 30 minutes. That's a pretty good effort to actually get all of the data in, have the analysis done. Customers are going to love this. Lenders have some different questions. Let it keep rolling. And at the end, so the application process for you is the same all of the way through, irrespective of lender. When we get to the end, there are some lender-specific questions. So just the end of each application will be slightly different. So here's the ANZ application form, and it's been automatically populated with all of the details. This is pretty clever stuff. This is going to save you a lot of time. The time you're saving is to give you the opportunity to have a great customer conversation about commercial finance. Okay, so we're moving towards a soft pilot in August. We're doing 3 types of testing. We're doing user access testing with the banks who are learning our model. We're doing testing with commercial brokers already who are established, but generally commercial finance brokers who specialise don't look after the up to $1 million market. So we're asking for some of them to come on board, and we're looking for resi brokers who might have small business clients who you're currently neglecting. Now, I'll tell you what else is a bit of a first with this, is the lenders' involvement in this, is the lenders have actually asked me for their BDMs to be trained in our platform, because they want their lender BDMs to go out and help you learn the platform. We're going to hold your hand with these conversations. We're going to help you, and the lenders' support is phenomenal. We'll be having some roadshows, and the other thing that's important here is the accreditation. The lenders have acknowledged that the smarts in this system are sufficient for everybody to be accredited commercially, but you're only going to be accredited for this platform, because the platform's the risk mitigant. So we're going to train you in commercial finance acumen. We're going to train you in having conversations. We're going to train you on how to do an application. So accreditation with all of our lenders for every broker in this room. And that's pretty cool. That's actually industry leading. Hasn't been done before. So again, thank you to all of the lenders for coming on board with that journey. Self-managed super funds, they're very restrictive. Lenders don't give accreditation for that easily. And yet anyone on this platform is automatically accredited to do these facilities, up to $1 million. So I'll leave you with, it's about great commercial finance conversations. We're heading in towards the future. I'm really excited that being with AFG and bringing this alive, I'm going to be a lot more excited as you guys come for the journey. And really, it's actually all about helping Australian small business. They need help. Thanks very much.